pony, patina, and perfection. And it's not just confection. This is the Power of God's Love podcast, episode 1012. Hey there, Tony here, and I hope this past week has treated you better than a ribeye steak and sweet potato fries. And if so, you done good, because that is the pinnacle. And of course, this past week in the Truth Journal over there at TonyFunderburk.com, I shared some flashes of light about a pony and a patina and a bond of perfection. That's why I said that at the opening of this particular episode. And as always, I hope these flashes of light encourage and inspire you to go share the power of God's love with anyone who will listen. Because faith comes by hearing, and how's anybody going to hear if we don't say anything, right? Okay, well, I better get to saying some stuff. So this first section is called Brand New and the Least I Could Do for You. Advertisers and marketers constantly shout out the message, be a brand new you. But is that even possible? Well, not in the physical world. Well, thank God the physical world is not all there is. Can I get an amen? And thank God also that you can be a brand new you. There's a guy named Paul. He's known as the Apostle to the Gentiles. I'm sure you've heard of him, right? Paul told the Colossians what they had to do in order for that to happen. And his message applies to you and me, too. So here's what he said. But now you yourselves are to put off all these, and here's a list: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy language out of your mouth. Do not lie to one another, since you have put off the old man with his deeds, and have put on the new man who is renewed in knowledge according to the image of him, with a capital H, who created him, where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcised nor uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave nor free, but Christ is all and in all. So that's quite a list, right? Yeah. Some stuff there that seems to be everywhere, seems to be rampant, and he's saying don't have that. Paul also said that the evidence of a brand new you would be someone who would do something like this: put on tender mercies, kindness, humility, meekness, long-suffering, bearing with one another and forgiving one another if anyone has a complaint against another, even as Christ forgave you, so you also must do. But above all these things, put on love. There's that love thing again. Put on love, which is the bond of perfection. See, once again, the power of God's love jumps right into the mix again, and it becomes a bond of perfection. God's love can do that. It becomes a bond of perfection. But as I've mentioned it many times, this is a limited time offer. One day, the gift of grace will no longer be available anywhere in all of the world. And it is by far the most incomparably valuable gift anyone could ever receive. A gift so beautiful that it has inspired me to write rhymes my whole life. Something like brand new. This brand new poem is nothing new, but I want to share it with you. And if it draws a smile on your face for a while, well, that is the least I could do. Yes, it's true, you could pass it by, but then you would never know why. I used up some time to think up this rhyme, then it's gone in the blink of an eye. Know what else is gone in the blink of an eye? A bunch of time. Yeah, before you know it, a bunch of time is going to pass right on by. I've lived enough decades to know how true that is and how it gets more and more true every single year. It puts a patina on you. And I said it this way, a patina paint on this here saint. Yeah, I'm a saint. Yes, I am, Saint Tony. If you are a Christian, you have believed and trusted in Jesus as your Savior, you're also a saint. Not just some dead guys somewhere from a foreign land are saints. We're saints. And if you want something newer to look older, but you don't have time to wait for that to happen, well, the easy solution is patina paint, because it can produce that, that aged look of metal or wood that people seem to like these days. You can get that rustic and timeless appeal without all that boring and lengthy aging process. Who wants to sit around and wait for that? And it's cool because patina paint can do these things. Feature color variations like greens, blues, and browns. It can mimic natural oxidation, can offer a textured finish, and it can even enhance visual interest and character. Yeah, people love certain kinds of things to have certain patinas. And this whole subject came up on my radar recently because I was looking at a sentimental rhyme that I wrote a couple of years ago. It made me think about my little old blue Toyota pickup that I sold just last month after 46 years of use. Old Blue's gone. I don't have him around anymore, and it was very, very sad parting. It certainly had its share of patina from all those 416,000 miles on the road, by the way. But that's another story. Anyway, thinking about that got me thinking about how the same 416,000 miles, plus many other miles and other vehicles, certainly added to the patina on my own personal countenance. And none of that was painted on, by the way. No, I've personally acquired every color variation, all the natural oxidation, my textured finish, and all the visual interest and character that time has brought to my body. That has been a personal journey of mine. I earned it all myself. And when you get old enough, and I'm starting to get there, younger people want to know the secret to your long or longer life. Some old folks' longevity secrets include things like this. They'll tell you a shot of whiskey before bed every night. Some people will say, well, don't sweat the details. Other people say you got to walk at least 10,000 steps every day. That keeps you vital, keeps you young. Other people say you better eat more protein and less carbohydrates. And then other people will just put it as easy as it's just plain clean living. Now, each one of those pieces of advice might help, but I say none of them are the real secret to a long life. There's only one thing in all the universe that provides what you need for living a long life. But the answer is so simple, most people will reject it. And they'll even get annoyed with me for saying this is what it is. But this is what it is. And I'm going to share it with you completely free. You ready? It's the grace of God. Yep, the only reason you have any days of life at all is because of the grace of God. And the only reason you have access to that grace is because Jesus took your punishment, and everyone else's too. He took it on himself. And that punishment that you and I deserve put a patina on his countenance that his perfection would never have allowed without his willingness to suffer that way. That's just something to think about if and when you lament, you gripe about getting old. And speaking of getting old, here's that rhyme that I wrote a couple of years ago. It was inspired by a photograph that you can sort of see through my blue glasses at the top of the page on TonyFunderburk.com that goes with this. The rhyme is called Patina Pickup. And the picture shows, for those of you just listening and not checking out the view, the picture shows an old truck sitting out in a field, and it has definitely gained some very interesting patina. And then there's all these weird-looking clouds up in the sky that, I don't know, just all that inspired me to write the Patina Pickup. The sky approached with bubble wrap the overgrown arena, and there a truck from yesteryear with rusty orange patina sat silence in the tall green grass in glass-eyed meditation. On bygone days and country roads, a faded consolation for time so full of memories and miles recorded each year. How could it be, just as you see, by chance it ended up here? Out in a field, seemingly forgotten, but still looking mighty, mighty cool. You got to check out that picture. And that patina and that pickup led me right into the pony. It's kind of alliterative that you got the patina, the pickup, the pony, and perfection. And the pony that's expressed here is not like the rest. The pony expressed in the song I'm going to share with you today is a figment of my imagination. I can tell you that right up front. And just the title will make that completely obvious, because real ponies and horses do real stuff. And a lot of that stuff is very tough. And just as a reference for what real ponies and horses can do, you got to go read about 4 certain horses in the Revelation in the Bible. Pretty interesting. Just a suggestion. Yeah, you'll never find a lemon star gumdrop or a watermelon mountain in the real world, and you'll never be able to slumber on a moonbeam. Come on, get real. I mean, what person in their right mind would ever want to fall asleep in swirls of chocolate and pure vanilla ice cream? That'd be gross. It'd be sticky. Yuck. Well, maybe the person who rides the pony expressed in this song, The Peppermint Pony.
I cast my gaze into the bright sky that slowly fades into the night sky. Stars like sparkling candy twinkle in my mind's eye. My pony's red with a white stripe. We're riding down through a snow pipe. Snowflakes flicker around me. The weather is just my type. I'm the peppermint pony. I can ride beyond the daylight into the twilight. I'm the peppermint pony. I can dream about the sweet flight into the safe night. I'm the peppermint pony. I'm the peppermint pony. A lemon star is like a gumdrop. We take a bite and do a flip-flop. We find a watermelon mountain and land right on the tip-top. And then the world becomes a sweet dream, and we can slumber on a moonbeam. We fall asleep in swirls of chocolate and pure vanilla ice cream. I'm the peppermint pony. I can ride beyond the daylight into the twilight. I'm the peppermint pony. I can dream about the sweet flight into the safe night. I'm the peppermint pony. I'm the peppermint pony. La 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 peppermint pony. I can ride beyond the daylight into the twilight. On the peppermint pony. I can dream about the sweet flight into the safe night. On the peppermint pony. I can ride beyond the daylight into the twilight. I'm the peppermint pony. I can dream about the sweet flight into the safe night. I'm the peppermint pony. I'm the peppermint pony.
Okay, the Peppermint Pony is part of the Lullaby Bye collection. You can get over there at TonyFunderburk.com. Look for a link at the top of the page just called Songs. You might also see it's called Funder Songs, like Tony Funderburk, get it? So clever. And that's it for this week. I'm going to talk to you again soon, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. I believe he's willing, but I'm not going to make any guarantees about that pesky creek because you can get a lot of rain around here. And as I said before, I tend to say a lot, faith comes by hearing, but how's anybody going to hear it if we don't say anything, right? So let's get out there this week and share the power of God's love.